Right now at 11, a pair of thieves trying to trick drivers.
Fortunately, I trusted my instincts.
The strange situation one woman escaped and what police say everyone should look out for. Also tonight, a new KGW series focused on youth mental health.
We really focused on empathy and really understanding other people's feelings.
Tonight in part one, how school counselors say they are seeing some success. But first,
it was a crazy adventure, but it was a happy ending.
Meet the hound, his owner, and the rescue team who pulled them out of one precarious position.
This is KGW News at 11.
Thanks for joining us. I'm David Mulco, and we begin tonight with that harrowing rescue in Cowlitz County, one that started with a young bloodhound trapped on a ledge 150 feet above a river and an owner who thought he could save his wayward puppy until he, too, got stuck. So call it a wilderness adventure with a lot of heart and more than a couple helping hands. Catherine Cook has our top story.
Hey, Jameson. Want to say hi to the camera? Say hi, Jameson. Where are we, Jameson? We're sitting on the edge of a mountain.
You're probably wondering how Nathan Mueller and his bloodhound Jameson ended up here in the middle of Cowlitz County over the Kalama River.
We were like on a micro ledge. It was like anywhere between 18 and 24 inches wide.
It started Friday night. Nathan and his fiancée Megan let Jameson and their other bloodhound Bailey outside.
They decided to run off. They'd done it a time or two. And we decided, we thought they'd come back like they usually do.
They did not come back. Not on Friday, not on Saturday.
Sunday, I started really worrying something bad happened.
Later that day, Nathan got a tip.
A gentleman messaged me and said, hey, I think your dog is on the other side of the river on top of the mountain hurt because it's been howling all night.
Nathan and Megan drove 10 miles down Kalama River Road till they reached the ledge and Jameson.
There was like a 150, 200 foot drop down past, I don't know how he stopped from sliding down, but that's where he was at.
Some fishermen had helped Bailey get to safety, but Jameson?
He was very uncooperative. He did not know what to do. There was no way we could get him out. We shouldn't even climb down there. Good boy.
But that's exactly what Nathan did. Soon after, he called 911. Cowlitz County Sheriff's deputies were the first to respond. Deputies James Doyle and Landon Jones prepared ropes and gathered medical supplies. Jones held the rope. Doyle rappelled and scrambled over an old landslide to reach these guys. Then a member of Clark County's rope rescue team arrived, along with Cowlitz County Fire District 5.
So we have all these rescue harnesses, ropes.
Fire District 5 volunteer Captain Shane Mazza coordinated resources. Eventually, with everyone's help, Nathan and Jameson were off the edge.
Just a relief knowing that everybody was out safe and they found their dogs. So I'm very happy. I mean, it's always a good outcome when everybody's up and there's no injuries or anything like that.
Everybody came up and was tremendous. And the gentlemen that were rigging up the ropes to get us out of there knew what they were doing.
It's worth noting that Jameson is just 9 months old. And puppies, like the weather up here,
there's the snow.
can be so unpredictable.
It was a crazy adventure, but it was a happy ending.
From now on, Nathan says the dogs will stay on leash.
I love my dog. He's my world. He really is.
And forever tethered to his heart. In Kalama, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Once he gets going.
What an adventure. Let's get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now. In Vancouver, police are still looking for a man they say is armed and dangerous. 40-year-old Kenneth DeBruin is accused of shooting another man early this morning in the parking lot outside an apartment complex. That's near Hazeldale and Northeast 76th. Police say he knew the victim. Authorities say DeBruin led them on a chase, crashed his getaway vehicle, and then ran away. The man who was shot is expected to survive. Authorities in Columbia County say they've busted several large illegal pot growing operations. Deputies seized more than 6,000 plants and 133 pounds of processed marijuana in Scappoose, Deer Island, and Clatskanie. Total street value, they say, more than $2 million. The sheriff's office says a grant awarded to them last year to fight illegal marijuana operations helped fund this investigation. A hiker from Southern California has died after falling off a cliff near Pacific City. Police say the 25-year-old was hiking on the wrong side of a safety fence on Cape Kiwanda Saturday in an area locals call the Punch Bowl. He slipped and fell 20 feet off the bluff. The victim was reportedly knocked unconscious and then swept into the ocean. Rescuers found his body Sunday afternoon. And a slow-moving landslide has closed a rural road in Washington County. This is a look at Timber Road between Highway 26 and Highway 6. The crack in the road first started forming in January, but movement here has recently increased. The county's now trying to figure out a way to stabilize that area. Well, tonight we have a warning from Portland police about a pair of suspects accused of stealing from multiple drivers. Authorities say it all seems to start with a ruse when they tell their targets, who are all women, their cars are having mechanical trouble, because when the drivers pull over or roll down their windows, the thieves jump into action. And as our Mike Benner reports, witnesses say it appears one of those suspects is as young as 10 years old.
Fortunately, I trusted my instincts.
Laura Probst is breathing a sigh of relief after an unsettling encounter late Sunday afternoon. She says she was driving along Southeast Woodstock near Reed College when the driver in the car behind her started honking and flashing the high beams. Probst says she eventually pulled over near Lutz Tavern, and the car behind her did the same thing. She says a young boy in the passenger seat shouted at her to get out of the car because her car's exhaust system was acting up. Probst thought the whole thing was fishy and drove home immediately.
My heart was racing and I was really shaky. And I walked in and told my boyfriend what happened.
And it appears Probst wasn't alone. 4 other women reported to police that between noon and 1 Sunday, some guys got them to pull over by saying their gas tank was smoking or car was leaking fluids. One of these incidents happened on Southeast Oaks Parkway, another one on Southeast Crystal Springs Boulevard. We're told one woman had her car stolen, one had her purse stolen, the others managed to get away. Just like Laura Probst, who's convinced the same 2 people are behind it all.
Yeah, it was scary. I was terrified. I've never had anything happen to me before. It was one of those situations where, you might see it on the news and say, oh, that would never happen to me. And then yesterday was my day. It did happen to me.
I'm Mike Benner for KGW News.
We have been reporting extensively on shoplifting throughout our region, and tonight Portland Police and Multnomah County Sheriff say over the weekend they conducted a new operation meant to curb and deter retail theft. So today we got the results. 34 arrests, 7 stolen vehicles, and $3,000 worth of stolen merchandise. This is all from work in collaboration with shops around Mall 205 and the Gateway Shopping Center. Now, as far as who's responsible, police say it is a combination of organized crime and individuals just looking for opportunity. Well, train service north of the 49th parallel is officially back on the rails. Today, Amtrak resumed its direct route from Portland to British Columbia. The first train from Vancouver arrived at Union Station this afternoon. You might remember direct service came to a halt in the early days of the pandemic when Canada essentially closed its border. Now, Amtrak started up service between Seattle and BC last fall, but this fully restores the route.